Well, it's Edmonton and Winnipeg for the second time in 10 days as the Oilers and Jets wrap up their season series here at the Canada Life Centre. And to preview it and break it all down, we bring in from the Oilers Radio Network, Bob Stauffer. You can hear him in the broadcast booth tonight alongside Cam Moon. And Bob, you'll be calling a game once again with Calvin Pickard between the pipes. We saw his body of work just 10 days ago, right here in this building. 41 saves, unquestionably the best player on the ice. You like this call from head coach?
I think that a couple things. Like Calvin would be the first to tell you he's had some rough starts this year, but that was his best start of the season.
Without a
Comes
doubt.
back here, he was jacked up, and look, he's got a lot of guys in that room cheering for him. We know that. I mean, Calvin's a very popular. We're not in the room on a day-by-day basis, but you can just tell the way that the players talk about him, the sort of respect they have for him. So I know this, Edmonton has to play better than the last time they played in here, because Pickard ended up making 41 saves in that victory for the Oilers. The Jets are desperate. They've got one win in their last 14 games. They're 0-6-4 in their last 10. But the Oilers they weren't great in their first 4 games coming out of the Christmas break. Pickard stole them a win, but a better performance against Nashville, and they need to build upon that tonight.
What did you like about that game against the Nashville Predators that saw the Oilers trend in the right direction?
Yeah, I mean, Connor McDavid obviously continued this ridiculous. He's got 17 goals and 39 points in the last 16 games. It's unreal. So he's on fire. One of the things that happened as a result, we know that Adam Henrique blocked a shot in the first period, got knocked out of the game, and the Oilers put Jack Roslovic in between Isaac Howard and Matt Savoie, and I thought that trio with their quickness and pace gave Nashville a little bit of trouble. Winnipeg's got an older team. They got an experienced team, but nobody thinks they're fast. I mean, Nikolai Ehlers, it's funny, you look at the historical numbers, Tony, for the Jets, and like Mark Scheifele's like -20 all time in like 40 games against the Oilers. But the one guy that always played pretty well against Edmonton was Ehlers. He had 23 points in 30 games and was +10 against Edmonton. He was a second line sort of contributor that they've been missing all year long here. The Jets have a couple older defensemen. I'm going to be really intrigued to see how that line, because you got to think they're going to get third pairing matchups. The line of Roslovic along with Howard and Savoie, whether or not they can make some hay. And obviously, we saw the return of Kasperi Kapanen as well with Leon and Vasily Podkolzin.
What did you think about Kapanen's return? I mean, that had to be special for a guy who was out since October 19th.
Well, he got a lucky goal, right? He did. But I think the Oilers, here's the thing about Kasperi. I think it's hard to be physical 82 games a year. Yeah. Okay? And I think what we saw in the playoffs is something that Stan Bowman knew, that with the tempo and pace that Kapanen plays with, and a commitment to taking the body, he can be an effective playoff performer. I just don't know if he can do that over an 82-game schedule. He has to get back up and running. He'd only played 6 games all season since he got hurt against Detroit and then re-injured himself in practice. But you could tell that Edmonton had a different sort of tempo and pace to their team as a whole, with Kapanen on the second line and with that third line being put together as well.
All right, how about the last time that we were in this building? You mentioned that the Winnipeg Jets were probably the better team, if not for Calvin Pickard. They come out on the right side. We know about their top line of Connor, Scheifele, and Velarde. They have actually combined for the 5th most points between the top 3 scorers of any team. By the way, McDavid, Draisaitl, Bouchard second only to the trio in Denver. Is it just about nullifying that line and you may find success, or what are some of the other areas of concern?
I think it's pretty clear based upon what Scott Ardiel did in the last game. He hard-matched Adam Lowry against Connor McDavid's line with Nugent Hopkins and Hyman all game. They were also very physical against Edmonton, and I would expect that they would attempt to replicate that again. I don't know if they can to a little degree, and part of it was just the way the game was managed. Edmonton only got 1 power play in that game. Now, they didn't have the puck a lot. Yeah. But they got 1 power play, and they scored, and it wasn't the first unit. It was Jack Roslovic towards the tail end of their lone power play, and then the Oilers were 3 for 3 on the PK, because who has to be your best penalty killer?
Your goaltender.
Your goaltender, and so Pickard was good and stopped pucks. So this is, I know Edmonton's got, it's funny, the last 2 times we've had regular season games in this building, they've been complete opposites. I think it was around April 13th a year ago, the Oilers came in here without Draisaitl and just pumped Winnipeg, like had the puck the entire game and ended up winning going away. And, the game in here just after Christmas, the Oilers were frankly lucky to get the victory. So I know that Edmonton has to elevate their level of their performance. They got to have the puck more. And I don't know if Winnipeg can play with the same level of physicality that they did that night, but I bet you they're going to try.
Well, one of the goal scorers for the Winnipeg Jets on Tuesday was Kyle Connor. He became just the 6th American in NHL history to record 9 straight 20-goal seasons, and another American for them in between the pipes, Connor Hellebuck, a career-worst 9-game losing streak for him. On the other side, Calvin Pickard is looking for win number 5 on the campaign. It's Edmonton and Winnipeg. Here we go.